Hello. Today I think is day 21 of this experiment because yesterday I couldn't do it and actually I didn't have physical time, so it's one of these things like I wanted to be perfect but I'm not gonna be perfect, but I'm here again. So this is actually to show you that failure or failing one day doesn't mean like it's all lost, It's kind of like you can come back the next day and continue. It's a bump in the road. It's just an opportunity to, recharge, regain creative juices, creative energy, and come back stronger the next day. So yesterday, to be honest, I was working in an office again. As I told you guys, like this August has been like suddenly quite crazy in terms of like my engineering workload. Unexpected, to be honest, because it's August, but sometimes happens, and I need to pull some heavy weight on that. So yesterday, apart from that, I was expecting to go back home, but then I had like some dinner with clients, and I arrived home quite late, already dark, so I couldn't do like the video and stuff outside, or even in like indoors. I was so tired, but almost like 10 p.m. physically tired, So it's a reflection for today. Maybe we can explain when these people talk about being consistent. For me, to be honest, consistency is not perfection. So you see, like for me, consistency is having a deeper why. You have like a vision, a mission for yourself. You have a core reason why you're doing what you're doing. And it overrides the motivation, That's why people say like discipline, motivation, but it's not discipline in the forcing, because yesterday and the previous day I was pretty tired, but I pushed it through. But I had some time physically. But yesterday it was like too much, and I didn't do it. But it doesn't mean, if I don't do the 30 days that I'm a failure, or I am a failure as a philosopher or YouTuber or whatever you want to call me, because I get called different things from different people, like influencer, artist, writer, philosopher, anything, YouTuber. So whatever you want to call me, I don't even know myself. I'm still to discover what I would label myself with. Some people here, but call me whatever and I will take it. But I don't even know myself how to label myself. But what I was saying, consistency doesn't mean perfection, and consistency is, is relative to frequency. Because, for example, I would consider myself consistent in content creation, but it doesn't mean I have to be consistent, specific, and do it at specific times a week. Some weeks I do it 5 out of 7 days. So some weeks I do creativity, like I practice my creativity and do create things 7 days a week, and some weeks I do creativity like 3 out of 7 days, So it doesn't mean I need to do a schedule or a fixed set of days to be consistent. That's the same with the gym. It's like I measure my consistency when going to the gym in a monthly basis. So every month I go to the gym. So for me, that is consistency, but the frequency is much, much lower than creating. I need creativity, like I need to breathe. It's like it's crucial for me. But working out specifically in the gym, I need to walk every day. I need to be active every day. But I'm active anyway every day. But working out properly, like weight training, or maybe a session of like an hour running or things like that, or body pump, Pilates, I can do it twice a week, and maybe another week 4 times, and another week maybe I'm balancing other parts of my life and I need to skip the gym that week. So if you measure it in a monthly basis, I do go several times a month, like at least 10, So I consider myself that I work out, but many people would say that I'm not consistent. But I don't believe in this consistency in a way that you need to do every week, like if it were like, structured work, like 9 to 5, like consistency going every day, or consistency going to the gym 3 days a week, all weeks. But maybe imagine, maybe 1 week I am a very like fluid person in this sense, like I balance my life very like intuitively in this sense, but I always get things done, I always get to do my goals. So people would say I'm very structured, very productive, and then when they look at my life, they will say, oh my god, this is so chaotic, because I move with intuition. So maybe 1 week I would need to rest like physically, but invest more in like friendships, connections, maybe my engineering work, or maybe I'm very, very creative, but physically I don't feel like moving too much. But in that week I create like a bunch of, I have a bunch of ideas for content and getting creative flow much easier. So it's actually the art of balancing it all, 1 second, because my arm is hurting. Oh my god. But I'm gonna move the arm. I don't know, I cannot see myself here, but it's okay. So as I was saying, it's the art of balancing it all. Like people would ask me, how do you do everything, But it's not a thing that I have like every week figured out, or every, of course I have like a deadline. Like, it's not a fixed deadline, but it's a deadline to help me structure. So I need not micromanaging myself, but I need some container, some form, to some kind of a structure, but it's not like a fix or very micromanaged structure, to detail with all these planners, slots in the calendar. I'm not this kind of person. I'm a kind of person that would put like some idea for the week in terms of 3 things need to be like the most priority. But then I will arrange my workload around it, I will arrange my day around it, depending on also my, intuitively, I will check with myself, and depending on that I will, select what things I do each day, but being present and checking in with myself, which is like, most people don't get that part, because they think probably I will schedule everything, I'm so productive, I can do many things at the same time, having, different kinds of relationships in my life and nurture them, then taking care of my body, my mind, whether my, house, job, and then create content on the side. It's like, how can you do it all? But it's not a matter of Monday, say 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 7. No, it's not like that. It's actually, okay, this week I feel like I need to pull more weight on an analytical side of brain. So I will invest a lot on this part of my life, but knowing that probably next week I will still need to do, of course I have a job, I will still need to do that, but the most energy investment will be probably next week in some other like logistics in my life, also probably friendships and more creativity. So this week it's been mostly starting with some logistics and a lot on analytical side of my life, like engineering, investing energy on the engineering side of my life. And this weekend I'm gonna start with the creativity, like coming back and continue with logistics, about like any other life admin stuff. But it's not like, it's a structured chaos, I would say, because I don't live neither in one nor the other. I live in the middle. I'm not like a chaotic person who doesn't know where to stand, where to live, and doesn't know what their priorities in life are. I am a very driven person, and I reflect with myself a lot, and I have vision for myself and many things, many ideas, but ideas that then I materialize, not just ideas and forget about them. No, I actually execute them. So people would say I'm very structured in this way, but then on the other side, when they go and look at my, how I organize myself on a day-to-day basis, they would think, oh, this is very intuitive, very, you are good at this naturally. And that's actually the thing. That's why I don't consider being consistent something that is like, a fixed schedule, like your doctor's appointment, your 9 to 5 at work. It's not like that, being consistent. Being consistent is knowing that you have this, well, there are people coming. You know what happened? I was recording without pressing rec. Okay, anyway, I think I was saying like, consistency really isn't for me like a set day, you know, a particular set of days during the week. And the example for the gym is so, easy to understand. Some people would tell me like I'm not consistent going to the gym because they don't see me certain days a week. Fair enough for them. What they mean for them consistency is that, but for me, I do believe I'm very consistent working out because I am consistent several times a month, and that's what it matters. So I think there is some food for thought here, and you can have your ideas what consistency means for you. But for me, as an intuitive person at the same time, I'm quite natural at balancing it all in this sense. And sometimes the consistency in the long run will be benefited will be better if you actually are not consistent one day. So for example, in the example of the gym again, like this sounds contrary to what people believe, but if you are going to the gym 5 days a week and 1 week you really don't feel like going, and sometimes you need to push through because this discipline or whatever, but discipline coming from self-love, coming from, oh my god, this is a mess, forget me for this video today because I should have deleted videos before. But what I was saying, like, one day that you don't go to the gym out of these 5 days that you normally set your mind to, like, I'm gonna be consistent 5 days a week, whatever, you are doing this from a place of like love for yourself because you have like this bigger vision for yourself, this goal, this milestone you wanna reach, but this comes from your your self-love, your soul, or you are being disciplined just by force, and you are actually not, caring for your body in this sense. So when you push through, as I did the other day, I was tired, but I pushed through. I needed to check with myself from which place I was pushing through. It was was it from self-love and this discipline that everyone like talks about, or it was more pushing through from this lack and not feeling good enough and things like that? Because when you're pushing through, like I'm going to the gym based on this lack mindset, it's not gonna work out well in the long term. I mean, in this week you're gonna smash these 5 days consistency that you are believing that you are having this consistency with going to the gym. But in the long term, in the long run, maybe doing this consistent pattern of going 5 days a week by force is going to impact you negatively. Maybe you get injured, maybe you have a self-talk, maybe whatever it is. And then in the long run, maybe you get burnout, maybe you get more negative and pessimist about it, maybe you are impatient with results. So I have several thoughts about this. I have like contrary thoughts about what changed my arm. What discipline is. Discipline is the best love that you can give yourself. But when this discipline is rooted in self-love, not rooted in like force, because it will lead to burnout if it's not aligned with you. So coming back to the end, I would say that this video was a bit messy because the people are coming. Yeah, people keep coming here and I'm out of flow a little bit. But what I was saying, like, if you look at my life, you will see that, okay, you accomplish things, you have vision for yourself, you have like all these, relationships, friends, wherever, work, content creation, you do it all. It's not like just ideas in my mind, I execute them. So people would think I'm very structured and very consistent. But the truth is, when you look into my day-to-day, you'll see I move around, not like 7 to 8, 8 to 9, it's more around feels, at the same time. I set like 3 or 4 like priorities in my mind, like high level for the week, for the month. And then I structure my life around it. I arrange my day around it, taking into consideration my body, my soul, because intuitively I know I'm gonna hit those things. Like I'm gonna do them because it's just me, it's just who I am. They are like, I identify with these visions or with these goals. So the discipline is sometimes even not longer needed from a place of force, it's from a place of love. So that's the key difference. So let's see what you think in the comments, and we can talk about it, and we can talk about other topics in the next video. Let's see what we talk about tomorrow. Bye guys.